Who am I and what am I going to do now? I'm going to be 60 this year and I'm currently unemployed. Been asking myself that since February when I was let go. I had been working in the commercial insurance industry for the past 9 years. Wasn't my passion. It was just a job. A job is a job. And when you are dreading walking through the door, it was like a wake-up call. When I was in burnout level for the past 3 years. When I started at the company in 2019, I was hired on as a relief to the other account managers on my team. There was 10 of us in the department when I started, and after COVID, people kept leaving and they didn't hire their replacements, so those of us left behind took on the load, and it got extremely heavy the last couple of years. Yeah, I was in burnout, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. And it was very high stress and a lot of pressure. So when I was trying to talk myself up to work, walk through that door and just get the work done, I was telling the universe, get me out of here. I'm ready to go. And the universe made it happen. you know, kind of knocked the socks out of me. I mean, the wind out of me. I was not expecting it. Kind of did it shitty, the day before my annual review when I would have gotten a raise and a bonus, which every year I got high marks on my reviews and got bonuses. And that was what I was anticipating. I was anticipating them starting a performance, what they call a PIP contract with me. And no, they, at the end of the day, pulled me into a conference room and said, this is a severance package for 6 weeks and your final check, and we are letting you go today. You no longer work for this company. And I was in complete shock. And it's taken a couple of months to work through that because it hurt. And I had relationships built with the people that I work with. And, and also my customers, my clients came to rely on me and thinking about things that were left undone. But I go, it's not my problem anymore. I'm actually free. It was wonderful to take that weight off. It was a huge weight I'd been carrying around. And it was so freeing, and it still is. And so during all this time, I've been watching YouTube videos and contemplating becoming a content creator. And they're, pushing, if you're over 40, just do it, just start. You'll figure it out along the way. So today I was like, okay, let's start. Let's just start talking, because this is not normal to talk to a camera. And hope that I have something to say that's inspirational, because I've figured out in these months trying to figure out what is it that I like? What is it that is my passion? What do I enjoy? Well, I enjoy my family. I'm enjoying spending more time with my grandsons and my daughters, and being able to go for a walk if I want to, and just getting in my car and going somewhere during the day to run errands. It's kind of been very nice, very freeing. It's like thinking about, the whole 9 to 5 sitting at a desk and the world's going on outside and passing you by. And I'm just like, I'm really liking how the Gen Z are seeing things and bringing to light how really screwed up our system is right now, and the 9 to 5 bullshit. Yeah. So, who am I? I'm a humanitarian. I love life. I love nature. I love family. I want to experience that more. I have maybe 10 more years of work. And then I think about that. I'm getting closer and closer to retirement. What is that going to look like? Especially for a divorcee, single divorced woman, 59 years old. What does that look like? I've also been watching a lot of these expats that are living in other countries and talking about the quality of life and the cost, and contemplating that. Would I be up to moving to another country? After the election, I went and immediately got my passport. Never had one in my life, and I was like, okay, this is it. I'm going to get one. And one of my goals is to eventually put a stamp in that passport. But in the immediate future, I have to find a job, because unfortunately I have to pay for rent, to keep a roof over my head, and pay my bills, and food, those important essentials. So even though I want to break free from the system, I'm very much dependent on it and in it. So I had my first job interview last week, and it actually went really well. It's in the same industry, but it's, instead of a larger agency, it's a really small 8-person agency, and went pretty well. I mean, I was there for 3 hours and they all seemed to like me. I got that feeling, but they're still interviewing other candidates. So that's still up in the air. But I'm checking out things online. The job market right now, a lot of layoffs, and a lot of ghost jobs. And when I click on links to possible jobs that I'm interested in, it has in red letters, no longer accepting applications. So the economy right now, and everything's so up in the air, and the tariffs on and on and off, on and off. For small businesses, they can't live in that environment. And I'm sure there's a lot of small businesses that are going out of business because of what's going on with the economy. And that's very sad. Being in the industry I was in, I was doing property and casualty coverages for small businesses, and saw a bunch of small businesses close their doors during COVID. Couldn't make it through. And that angered me, that happened. And I feel for the small business owners nowadays. And And I hope we can make this through. I hope. I want to believe, I want to be positive that good is going to come out of this. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people are suffering. I feel very, very blessed at this time in my life. I'm glad that I made the decisions that I did 20 years ago when I was going through my divorce. I was a stay-at-home mom for 10 years, and then I went back into the working world in the office, kind of an office temp, clerical type position, and I decided don't want to struggle, so I went back to school, and full-time. Took me 6 years to graduate with a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science. I just wanted to get a degree. A dream job would be working for the State Department or at an embassy. That would be so cool, but that's for the younger people. I needed to get to work and bring money in and pay my student loans and, get on with my life. Because when I graduated, I was 46 years old. So that's how I did temp jobs. I was like in that vicious temp cycle. And then a fluke, somebody that went to the same high school as me, hired me in insurance. And that was where I ended up, insurance. And I thank God for him every day because it has elevated my life financially and the skills that I have. Truly, truly blessed. I'd be in a different position if I hadn't gotten my degree, learned skills, and got my designation. But I'm also, thinking, okay, since it was really toxic and stressful in my last position, is this what it's going to be like everywhere I go? And do I want to continue in this industry, or do I want to figure something else out? So, YouTube's been great, very educational, listening to experts and hearing different points of view and getting a pulse of what's going on in the economy and future, and this whole AI agent thing is incredible because I have used OpenAI, for resume building, and it's like great. It's like, where was this when I, could have used it a long time ago? But it's awesome. And it's scary because I know that computer-facing jobs like what I do, and a lot of it is data entry, but I also interact with clients, and there's a lot to my job that I know AI agents couldn't do at this point, but I know in the next 5 years it'll be a different story because things are changing exponentially. And you already got major layoffs in the tech industry where AI has taken over a lot of those jobs, and those jobs that were farmed out over to India and such, they'll be taken over too by AI. And that's a scary prospect, but also, just like when automobiles and computers revolutionized everything, new jobs were created from those that, after the ones that are of no use anymore went away, ingenuity and people created all these new jobs and new things. So I know that that's coming. I think there's also there'll be a segment of people that are be against all this technology, and that they will revert to, you know, communal, like on the land living and disengaging from technical society. I see that as already happening, and nomadic kind of lifestyles. But yeah, and it's like there'll be this coming, they've talked about it, people, and they already are doing it, implanting chips in the brains and just becoming integrated with technology. And they're called transhumanists. And that scares me. I know. And this whole living forever thing. I'm a spiritualist, and I am a spiritual being having a human experience. I don't want to be integrated with technology. I don't want to live forever. I want to grow old. I'm new to the whole grandma thing. So I want to enjoy being Grandma Diane. But I am excited and scared for what's coming. Because it will be very disruptive. I know it will. So those are the things I've been thinking about for the last couple of months, contemplating. And also trying to visualize what kind of future I want, where I want to be in 5 years or 10 years, if I want to live in another country or not. So it's actually exciting times to be living right now. Yeah. Well, thanks for hanging out with me. Just call me Grandma Diane.